ATK, NBA, K trade shit. Y'all know what the fuck going on. Hold on.
This shit family, nigga. Stop. This shit family. Hold on.
What about Youngeen Ace?
No, it's crazy. Fuck no, nigga. Shit, no.
Young and Ace were just exposed trying to slime someone they were supposed to be cool with. Once the plan started falling apart, he allegedly reached out to 4 K-Tray members and even tried to plead his case. Behind the image of loyalty and brotherhood he showed the public, Ace was quietly moving in ways that could have led to one of the biggest backstabs hip-hop has ever seen. What actually brought all of this to the surface is far darker than anyone expected, and we're about to break it all down. What's good, fam? We're about to dig into some real street drama that's been shaking the rap world. This isn't just rap beef or industry games. This is about trust, betrayal, and a man who may have been thinking 10 steps ahead while everyone else thought it was business as usual. Before we jump all the way in, let's be real for a second. The internet has been going crazy over Young and Ace and NBA Youngboy, with fans pointing out clips of Ace on FaceTime with 4 K-Tray members laughing and acting like they've been close forever. But we're here to break down what's real and what's being pushed for show. Because the truth is way more strategic than it looks on the surface. That year changed out everything for Young and Ace. The Jacksonville rapper was on the rise, gaining attention for his gritty storytelling and real street perspective. Then came the night that changed his life forever, when Ace was shot and lost 3 close friends along with his brother. In that moment, the first person to reach out wasn't someone from his city. It was NBA Youngboy. YB was the first rapper to personally check on Ace after the tragedy, showing genuine concern when it mattered most. And before anyone writes that off as a routine industry move, understand, this wasn't that. This was a real connection being built during one of the darkest moments of Ace's life. YB didn't have to do that. He could have posted a message like everyone else, but instead he made the call himself. That's where things start getting interesting, because the bond that looked solid from the outside may have been something. While Ace was building his bond with YB, he was also getting extremely close with another Louisiana rapper, J. Young. At that point in time, there was no tension between J and YB at all. They were both from Louisiana, both rising, and there was no bad blood. Ace sat right in the middle, cool with both sides, and nobody thought anything of it. But the key part is how close Ace and Jay actually became. This wasn't surface-level industry stuff. They were talking daily, working on music and forming a relationship that felt more like family than business. For people who don't really understand street culture and hip-hop, this matters. When you come from that background, your circle is everything. Letting someone close means trust, loyalty, and protection. Ace and Jay had that kind of bond. But this story isn't just about friendships. It's about how one moment can trigger a chain reaction that flips everything upside down. And it all started with a leaked verse and someone trolling behind the scenes. Here's how it went down. Jada Young was sent a leaked verse that was supposedly from NBA Youngboy. The person who sent it claimed they were connected to YB's camp. Jay believed it was real, got excited about the idea of a collaboration, and started telling people a song with NBA Youngboy was on the way. He even teased it online, hyping fans up about 2 Louisiana artists linking up. When YB found out, he didn't see it as a simple mix-up. He took it as disrespect. Youngboy jumped on Twitter and made it clear there was no song, no collab, and no relationship there. Word in the streets was that YB felt Jay was trying to use his name for attention, and that's something he doesn't tolerate. The situation escalated fast. The tweets turned heated, and YB let it be known he wasn't messing with Jay at all. Jay didn't back down either, and what started as confusion quickly turned into a serious beef. Then Jay crossed a line that most people would say there's no coming back from. He ended up sleeping with one of NBA Youngboy's baby mothers, K. Marie, and made sure everyone knew about it online. In street culture, that's one of the biggest forms of disrespect. Messing with another man's baby mother is already foul, but bragging about it publicly takes it to another level. Jay posted messages on Instagram claiming Janea, mentioning 23 and 4 K-Tray, and even added text saying he had just slept with her the night before. That wasn't just trolling. That was a direct shot. To people who understand the culture, this wasn't about a woman. It was about pride, dominance, and proving he wasn't afraid of YB or his crew. After that, things got even messier. BBG Baby Joe, one of YB's close people, called Jay a clown. Jay fired back, telling him to get lost. NBA Kid jumped in too, throwing insults and saying Jay only talked tough when others were locked up. The whole 4K Trey side was coming at Jay, and at that point the beef was fully active. Now the real question is where Young and Ace fits into all of this chaos. Keep in mind, Ace was cool with both YB and Jay. But once the tension between Jay and YB turned into real beef, Jay expected Ace to choose a side, and that side was supposed to be his. In the streets, there's an unspoken rule. If your brother has a problem, it becomes your problem too. That's just how it goes. But Ace was stuck in the middle because YB had shown up for him when his life was falling apart. That loyalty meant something. In that same DJ Mix interview, Ace spoke honestly about his relationship with Jay before his passing. He said, "What was you and Jay in turmoil about before he died? I really don't want to say this, but I know that Youngboy kind of took a toll on us. He ain't want me to get in it. You know, you got a brother. It's like, damn, you my brother, but you ain't got my back though." Really? Both of y'all my brothers though. It was just some bull we could have just talked about. Both had some little arrogance going on. He waiting on me to call him. I'm waiting on him to call me. I ain't calling. He going to call and he on the same type of time. But it was some both. That pain runs deep. Ace was torn between two people he loved, and staying loyal to YB ended up costing him his bond with Jay. They stopped speaking, stopped seeing things the same way, and nobody outside their circle even knew because they kept it off social media. Ace explained that he was still in contact with Jay's close friends, and Jay was still cool with Ace's people, but between the two of them, there was complete silence. The saddest part is they never got the chance to fix it. Jay was killed before they could talk it out, and that's something Ace has to carry with him. At Jay's funeral, Ace said he couldn't bring himself to look at the casket because he didn't want that image to be the last memory of his brother. That says a lot about how real the love was, even with the tension between them. But now we have to talk about the part nobody wants to ignore. While Ace was grieving Jay and dealing with that regret, he was also very close with another one of YB's known enemies, King Von. Von and YB had already been going back and forth for a long time, with the Chicago versus Louisiana tension spilling into the streets and the internet. Because of that, fans started looking at Ace differently. To some people, it looked like he was trying to stay cool with YB while also staying close to Jay and Von, both of whom were beefing with the same man. For those who don't understand the politics behind this, here's the reality. In street rap, who you associate with matters just as much as what you say. Who you hang with, who you collaborate with, and who you publicly support all send signals. When you're connected to people who are at war with each other, you're walking a very thin line. One wrong move can cost you everything. Ace stayed in that uncomfortable space, trying to keep ties on both sides. Some people respected it and saw it as him refusing to jump into beef that wasn't directly his. Others saw it as disloyal, like he was trying to benefit from both sides without fully committing to either. And now, with everything coming out, people are starting to question whether there was something darker behind those moves. What really has people talking is this. Ace's music hasn't been hitting the same way lately. His last project wasn't bad, but the numbers weren't what they used to be. The views dropped. The noise around his name faded. And in an industry where attention is everything, Ace needed a way back into the spotlight. Linking up with one of the biggest names in rap, NBA Youngboy, would definitely do that. That's where things start looking questionable. After Jay died and after Von died, Ace began making noticeable efforts to get closer to YB in the 4K Trey circle. This wasn't just casual respect from a distance. He was actively reaching out, trying to build ties with YB's people and positioning himself as someone who wanted to be in that inner circle. The clip that really set the internet on fire shows Ace on FaceTime with NBA Ben 10, one of Youngboy's close associates.
I know what it is, ATK, NBA, K Trey shit. Y'all know what the fuck going on. Hello.
This shit forever, nigga. Stop. This shit forever. Hold on.
What about Young and Ace?
Yo, it's crazy. Fuck no, nigga. Shit no.
Ace was genuinely close to both Jay and Von, and he's openly admitted that he regrets how things ended with Jay. He said he wishes they could have sat down, talked it out, and fixed the situation. That kind of regret can weigh heavy on someone. It can push a person to want to make things right. And in the streets, making things right often gets twisted into getting even with whoever you believe caused the damage in the first place. Vaughn is gone too, and Ace had a relationship with him as well. Vaughn and YB had real tension, the kind that doesn't just disappear when someone dies. The people who loved Vaughn and stood with him still carry that same energy. And if Ace really was as close to Vaughn as many believe, then he's carrying some of that weight too. What really makes this theory hit harder is the timing. Ace didn't start pushing to get close to YB until after Jay and Vaughn were gone. While they were still alive, Ace was comfortable staying neutral, cool with everyone, not fully committing to either side. But once they were gone, once there was nobody left to question his loyalty or call him out for playing both sides, that's when Ace started moving differently. And then there's the Keizo situation that people can't ignore. Keizo's father publicly said that Ace didn't pay for Keizo's lawyer the way he claimed. Ace responded by posting paperwork and saying he almost went broke covering legal fees. But by then the damage was already done. It planted doubt. People started questioning whether Ace was really as loyal as he portrayed himself to be, or if he was more focused on protecting his image. That situation showed Ace is willing to shape narratives and present himself a certain way, even when the truth may be more complicated. And if he's willing to do that with Keizo, people are asking what stops him from doing the same with YB. This is where the actual evidence comes into play. That FaceTime call with Ben 10 didn't look like a casual conversation between friends. If you watch closely, Ace seems nervous. He's tripping over his words, acting unprepared, like he didn't expect to be put in that position. Ben 10 tells him he's got the phone and says he doesn't know what Ace needs, telling him to put the distractions down and focus. Ace responds saying he doesn't have a song ready. Ben 10 then presses him, saying he was supposed to send a song and telling him to send it right then. Ace, clearly flustered, responds by saying he can send something if that's what Ben wants. That whole moment feels off. If Ace and Ben 10 were really that close, if there was a real relationship there, why would Ace be so surprised? Why would he look confused about what Ben was asking for? From the outside, it comes off like Ace was still trying to build that connection, trying to prove himself, while Ben 10 was low-key testing him to see what he was really on. And here's the reality. If someone is trying to backdoor another person, it's never rushed. You don't jump straight into anything. You move slow, gain trust, act genuine, and make people comfortable around you. Then once they let their guard down, that's when the play happens. And that's exactly how this situation is being read. The fans picked up on it immediately. The comment section under that video is full of people calling Ace out, saying he's being disrespectful to Jay's memory, accusing him of being fake for trying to get close to the same people Jay had real issues with. One comment in particular said, "I just know Jay Young is looking down, shaking his head at his so-called main man kicking it with his top ops." Another said, "All that D-riding would change YB's mind because Buddy was on a call kicking it with 4K Trey crash dummies."
Man, I'm ready. Look, twin.
Hey, you know we the originals. What's up? What the city about?
Let's be honest, the way this looks is bad. Even if Ace's intentions are clean, even if he truly just wants peace and to move without drama, the situation still comes off questionable. And in the streets, how things look matters just as much as what's real. Once people start feeling like you're moving strange, that label sticks, no matter what your intentions actually are. When you step back and look at it, this situation isn't only about beef, loyalty, or music industry politics. It's about what happens when you try to stay neutral in a world that doesn't allow it. It's about guilt, regret, and how pressure can push someone into making choices they never planned to make. Ace lost two people he was close to, Jay and Vaughn, and both of them had serious issues with the same person. That's not random. That's a pattern people are paying attention to. Now Ace is making moves to get close to that same individual, trying to build ties with someone his fallen friends considered an enemy. Whether that's because he wants peace, because his career needs momentum, or because there's something darker behind it, nobody can say for sure. What people can say is that it doesn't sit right, and the streets are watching closely. For those who understand the culture, this goes way beyond Ace and YB. It's about the code, about loyalty, and about what happens when you try to stand in the middle while everyone else is at war. You can't be cool with everybody forever. Eventually, a choice has to be made, and once that happens, you have to live with whatever comes with it. The streets have been talking, and the conversation isn't leaning in Ace's favor. Whether he can flip that narrative or whether this marks the start of a real downfall for his image and career is something only time will reveal. One thing is certain though, the culture remembers, and it doesn't forgive betrayal easily. What do you think about Young and Ace's situation and where he goes from here? Do you believe he's really trying to backdoor YB, or is this being taken out of context and blown way too far? Let your thoughts be known in the comments, and tap into the other videos on screen for more hip-hop drama and street politics shaping the game right now. Stay safe, keep your circle solid, and never forget that in this world, your word and your loyalty are everything. Once those are gone, there's no getting them back.